Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode 14. Today I have a build planned, and this build comes partly from necessity and partly in a role-playing aspect. As for the roleplay side, we started as a little farming village and we've been growing quite a bit, so now I feel like there's a need for an industry in our village. We already know how to farm, so why not plant an apricorn farm and use those apricorns to fuel a Pokeball factory? This factory is going to be super useful for me because I'm out of Pokeballs and I'd rather not keep spending money buying them from the market here in town. More Pokeballs means catching more Pokemon. And that brings us to our next topic, the Pokedex. I think a good goal for our series would be to complete as much of the Pokedex as we possibly can. Some of you may have already noticed that I've been catching a lot more Pokemon lately, but now I want to start catching every Pokemon I see, at least if I don't have them yet, that is. In fact, let me show you a few of the Pokemon that I've caught since last episode. The first Pokemon that I recorded to show you guys is this shiny Sableye. Now it's pretty lucky that I saw this guy on my map because he does a pretty good job at blending in with the walls in my basement. I really love Sableye as a Pokemon and pretty stoked to have this shiny on board. Having caught that shiny Sableye, I could now turn in this quest I got from this guy to catch a shiny Pokemon. A little while later in Ultra Space, I ran into this Virizion. I threw down my PC to get out some Pokemon who could help me catch it. Unfortunately, I was unable to. The camera glitched out and I got knocked into the void, which sent me back to the overworld. While I was prepping the land for the factory build, a Deontay spawned, and after a little bit of caving to find him, I started the battle. I was able to get him down into red HP, but I wasn't able to catch him before he took out all of my Pokemon. For this next clip, I actually had my mic on during recording, so I'll let past Hypno Joe tell you about this one. Alright, so I was just walking around the town and I saw this guy. I was like, oh, that's weird, a Gengar spawned. And then I noticed the little shiny particles around him. Now, he doesn't really look like a shiny, but I mean, if this is a shiny Gengar, I've got to catch this thing, so let's find out together. Here's the particles. Let's see if there's any way of telling if he's a shiny or not, though. He's only level 11, so anything I do really will probably kill him. I'll set up a smoke screen, another smoke screen for good measure. Perish song, so in 3 turns we'll both die. I got 3 turns to catch him. Not nighttime, so Dust Ball won't help. Gengar's pretty fast, maybe the fastball would be good for this. Let's try it. Oh, we got him. All right. Struck out. Oh, that's because it was the fastball. I was out training up my new Gengar when a third shiny Pokemon spawned on me. This one being a Roly-Coly. This was probably the easiest shiny catch I've had yet. I just clicked payback twice, put him to sleep, and then threw 1 Pokeball and caught him. Next up is this Chimchar, and it's a female, so I really wanted to catch this one, and I did. Back in Ultra Space, it seemed that the starter luck would continue when I caught myself this Fennekin. Only a few minutes later, a Pheromosa spawned, which is probably my favorite Ultra Beast, so I really wanted to catch this one too. With Gengar around, this was actually a pretty easy catch. This Pheromosa even has a title, Pheromosa the Feisty. I don't know what that means, but it's pretty cool. In the final clip of this section, I bring you another legendary and another one of my favorite Pokemon, Tapu Koko. Now, I know I say this a lot, but I really wanted this Pokemon. So I start the battle, and I'm actually able to get him down into the red pretty quickly, but he's just too powerful and his attacks do too much damage to my guys. I even use some revives and potions, but in the end I run out of Pokeballs and end up having to KO Tapu Koko. Alright, now that the recap is all taken care of, we can get down to business. I'll go ahead and show you guys the site at which we're going to be building here. And then I need to go and gather up a whole bunch of resources for the build, and we'll go ahead and get started on it. Just out here, past the windmill, is a spot I've cleared out for the factory. Factory's gonna go in right up here on this level. I may clear out a little more of this. There's this ravine here. I'll probably cover over the ravine. I don't know yet. We'll see. But the apricorn farm is going to go right down here in this little area. So you see there's the back of the windmill, and then this road that comes out to the future site, the Pokeball factory. I'm going to go ahead and get started gathering up some resources. I'll meet you guys back here in a little bit. Alright, so I think we finally have all the resources that we need. These furnaces behind me have been working overtime, smelting down clay, stone, and iron for this project. So much smelting. Anyways, there is one thing that I want to do before we start the build, and that involves, there's it right here, mint cuttings. So I've gotten 2 of these mint cuttings. As far as I can tell, the only way to get them is by foraging with your Pokemon. And I've been foraging ever since I started this playthrough, and I've managed to get 2 of these things. And that's how rare they are. But what's cool about them is they actually allow you to change the nature of your Pokemon, which is really good since I'm not breeding for natures right now. It would be nice to have some Pokemon with the right natures on them. Now, I have to actually let these grow up, so I built this little planter box here to keep them safe because the Pokemon around here love to trample my crops. Look at all these crops that have been trampled. Yeah, those birds always flying around trampling my crops. Anyways, I planted these here. Hopefully this little cage will keep them safe, and I'll let them grow up. Now that those are planted, we can head on over to the build site and get started. Alright, we're out here at the build site. I've gotten this area cleared out, and I got a couple little pilot holes dug to help me know where I want to place stuff. Here is going to be the factory. I think we already discussed that. And here are all of my supplies for these 2 builds. I hope this is going to be enough. If not, I may have to do some more gathering mid-build, but hopefully not. Alright, I think I'm going to get started. I'm going to do the apricorn farm first, and then I'll build the factory after that. So, here we go.
you.